My name is Pamela Diaz. I am a first-year PhD student at Emory University. I'm in the program of Immunology and Molecular Pathogenesis. Currently, I would like to get more understanding of what is the function of T regulatory cells in non-lymphoid tissues, and also what metabolic pathways they rely on. It is already known that Tregs rely more on fatty acid oxidation in spleen and lymph nodes, which are secondary lymphoid organs. But I am interested in knowing if the metabolic requirement that they have in the lymphoid tissues would change when they migrate to either the skin or the lung or the brain, like in different parts of the body, since there's different microenvironments in each one. Well, I became interested in immunology because I know a lot of people close related to me with autoimmunity. When I was little, I always wondered why there's not a cure for this. It's just a bunch of visits to the hospital, and then things get worse and worse with time. So I envision that if I become a PI, I may not find the cure, but I will be a strong link between getting closer and closer to a treatment for autoimmune conditions such as diabetes type 1, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, vitiligo. And what I like about my field right now in immunometabolism is that if we find what are the metabolic requirements for Tregs to function better, then we can create better fighters or to protect our bodies. Just to know what do they like to eat so they can be stronger. Then we can provide those kind of treatments for people with autoimmunity. We actually did a metabolic assay for non-lymphoid tissue Tregs called CINIT, which is a single-cell metabolic profiling based on flow cytometry. So what I learned is that in the non-lymphoid tissues, the metabolic requirements are different than in the lymphoid tissues. So right now we know that fatty acid oxidation is preferred by T regulatory cells in the spleen. But what we have found is that in non-lymphoid tissues, that changes to anaerobic glycolysis. And not in all non-lymphoid tissues, but in some of them that we are interested in, it is this change. So that was pretty surprising that Tregs have the ability to change their metabolic requirements to do better in different microenvironments. Maybe I'm interested in just one specific population of immune cells, but to have the opportunity to learn about people that also work with B cells or neutrophils, I like to see how it all comes together, and I look forward to learn from each one of the fields and see how maybe the techniques or the research approach that they have can be applied to our field. I would say go for it. Don't be afraid. Sometimes it's scary to try something new, but I think that's how you grow when you try new things, and you give yourself the opportunity to connect with other people, to try new things, to always ask questions. Because if you don't ask, then you already have the answer. That's why my dad told me when I was little, always ask, because the no, it's already in your head if you don't ask. But if you do, then you have the opportunity of a yes, and then a lot of doors are going to open. So just don't be afraid of asking questions, to connect with people and talk. Dr. Aiko said yesterday, she mentioned that sometimes it's really hard to keep going when you do have a family. I am a mom, and I have a partner too. So sometimes it's really hard to balance all those things, and you feel like it will be better to maybe not do it at this time. But things are always going to be difficult, and just keep going. And that's it, like, just don't quit.